Bonjour, French 2 students. Here is your Lesson 19 listening activities. Please open your workbook to page 163 and complete these in your workbook.
Unité 6, le shopping. Leçon 19, un choix difficile. Section 1, les verbes en IR. A. Écouter et répéter. Some French regular verbs end in IR, like finir, to finish, and choisir, to choose. Repeat the sentences in your workbook after the speaker.
Je choisis une casquette.
Tu choisis un blouson.
Il choisit une chanifie.
Nous choisissons des CD.
Vous choisissez des vêtements.
Ils choisissent une voiture.
Section 2, les comparaisons. B. Répéter. To compare people or things, the French use the constructions you see in your workbook. Repeat the comparisons after the speaker.
Plus grand que.
Pierre est plus grand que Marc.
Moins grand que.
Pierre est moins grand que Jacques.
Aussi grand que.
Pierre est aussi grand que Nicolas.
C. Compréhension orale. Now you will hear sentences in which people or things are compared. Listen carefully. If you hear plus, write a plus sign. If you hear moins, write a minus sign. If you hear aussi, write an equal sign. Modèle.
Sophie est moins grande que Mélanie.
Did you hear moins grande? You should have written a minus sign. Commençons.
1. La veste est plus chère que le blouson.
2. Les tennis sont aussi confortables que les baskets.
3. La casquette est moins jolie que le chapeau.
4. Isabelle est aussi sympathique que Stéphanie.
5. Mon chien est plus intelligent que mon chat.
6. Mes copains sont moins sportifs que moi.
Now let's check your answers. You should have written a plus sign for comparisons 1 and 5, a minus sign for comparisons 3 and 6, and an equal sign for comparisons 2 and 4. D. Questions et réponses. Now it is your turn to make comparisons. Answer the questions you hear according to the comparison signs in your workbook. Modèle.
Est-ce que la chemise est plus chère ou moins chère que le polo?
Since you see a minus sign, you would answer,
Elle est moins chère.
Commençons. 1.
Est-ce que le pantalon est plus élégant ou moins élégant que le jean?
Il est plus élégant.
2.
Est-ce que la robe est plus longue ou moins longue que la jupe?
Elle est aussi longue.
3.
Est-ce que le salon est plus grand ou moins grand que la salle à manger?
Il est moins grand.
4.
Est-ce que ta sœur est plus jeune ou moins jeune que ta copine?
Elle est plus jeune.
5.
Est-ce que ton oncle est plus gentil ou moins gentil que ta tante?
Il est aussi gentil.
6.
Est-ce que le prof d'anglais est plus amusant ou moins amusant que le prof de français?
Il est moins amusant.
Here's that key again.
Section 3. Conversation. E. La réponse logique. You will hear a series of short questions, each one read twice. In your workbook, circle the letter A, B, or C corresponding to the most logical answer. Commençons. 1.
À quelle heure finit la boum? À quelle heure finit la boum?
2.
Tu vas choisir cette veste bleue? Tu vas choisir cette veste bleue?
3.
Pourquoi est-ce que tu étudies? Pourquoi est-ce que tu étudies?
4.
Pourquoi est-ce que tu manges moins? Pourquoi est-ce que tu manges moins?
Now check your answers. You should have circled 1B, 2B, 3C, and 4A. Section 4. Dictée. F. Écoutez et écrivez. You will hear a short dialogue spoken twice. First, listen carefully to what the people are saying. The second time you hear the dialogue, fill in the missing words. Écoutez.
Qu'est-ce que tu choisis, le hamburger ou la salade?
Je choisis la salade.
Pourquoi?
Parce que je veux maigrir.
J'espère que tu vas réussir.
Listen again and fill in the missing words.
Qu'est-ce que tu choisis, le hamburger ou la salade?
Je choisis la salade.
Pourquoi?
Parce que je veux maigrir.
J'espère que tu vas réussir.
Right, here is the key for that. Qu'est-ce que tu choisis, le hamburger ou la salade? J'ai choisi la salade. Pourquoi? Parce que je veux maigrir. J'espère que tu vas réussir. So this translates as, what are you going to choose? The hamburger or the salad? I am choosing the salad. Why? Because I want to lose weight. I hope that you are going to succeed. All right, your homework is workbook pages 165 to 167. Again, you're going to complete those in your workbook and submit pictures or scans for the pages of the assignment. Exercise 1, the people below are shopping at Le Bon Marché. Say what each one is choosing using the appropriate form of choisir. So the first word in each blank is going to be the correct form of choisir that matches your subject, and then whatever you see pictured. So for number 1, you would write to choisir. Here's my stem, and I add an IS. Okay. Une raquette de tennis. So you're going to write sentences like that for these. So that's exercise 1. Exercise 2, we or no. Read about the following people, then describe a logical conclusion by completing the second sentence with the affirmative or negative form of the verb in parentheses. So look at the example. Alice fait beaucoup de jogging, and our verb is grossir. So if Alice does a lot of jogging, she is not going to gain weight, so it's elle ne grossit pas. So again, kind of two things here, right? Number 1, you have to conjugate your verb to match your subject. And number 2, you have to decide, should it be affirmative or negative, making sense. So we have nous étudions and réussir and then à l'examen. So nous étudions is we're studying. So then we would say nous réussissons. So there's my stem. And I'm adding my ISSONS à l'examen, because that makes sense if we're studying that we're going to pass the test. Exercice 3, description. Roger is describing certain people and things. Complete each description with the appropriate forms of the underlined adjectives. So in all of these, we're going to use a form of beau. In number 2, it's going to be VA for all the blanks, a form of it, and in number 3, a form of nouvelle. So remember, this depends on the gender and number of the noun. So jupe is feminine and singular, so I need the feminine singular form of beau, which is belle. And you're going to use some form of beau in all the blanks for number 1. Exercise 4, look at the scene and complete the comparisons using the adjectives in parentheses. So we have Madame Paquin, Fifi, Nestor, and Catherine. So we see Fifi and Nestor and grand. So Fifi is less large than Nestor, So it's a moins grand que. So nice, since Fifi looks like she's growling there, we're going to say Fifi est moins sympathique que Nestor. So you're writing sentences like that in the blank. Exercise 5. Compare the following. By using these suggested adjectives, express your personal opinions. That means that these won't all necessarily be exactly the same. So we have un impair, cher, and un manteau. So if you think a raincoat is less expensive than an overcoat, you would write un impair et moins cher qu'un manteau. If you think a raincoat is more expensive, you'd say un impair est plus cher qu'un manteau. And if you think they are the same, un impair est aussi cher qu'un manteau. Some things to remember. Remember, our adjectives have to agree in gender and number with our first noun. And what's kind of nice about this is that it looks like they have already made those agreements for you. So, une chemise, une veste, and a cher. So a shirt versus a jacket, I'm going to say une chemise est moins cher qu'une veste. Again, you're going to write sentences like that. Be careful, my subject here, my verb here was a, because I'm talking about one person, one thing. Remember, if it's plural, you're going to change your verb a little bit. And that is your homework for tomorrow. Au revoir. À demain.